So to start where we ended, after seeing uh, the security methodology across the various brands, we will see the impact of cybersecurity on onboard diagnostics and also unified diagnostic services. The introduction of ISO to, SAE 21434, the global standard for automotive cybersecurity, has significantly reshaped how onboard diagnostics and unified diagnostic services are designed, implemented, and secured. So let's deep dive into the impact. So what is ISO SAE 21434? The ISO SAE 21434 is a cyber security engineering standard for road vehicles. Okay, I'll skip this because by now I'm sure all of you are well versed with this. We'll directly jump into the impact of cyber security on the OBD. Now, OBD systems are originally designed for emission monitoring and basic fault detection. Okay, as I already said, the very purpose or the most important reason why OBD was developed in the first place to ensure that vehicle does not emit more emissions as it ages. Okay, so they were not built with cybersecurity in mind, which makes them vulnerable in today's connected vehicle landscape. So the key impacts are security gaps identified. So the standard 21434 highlights vulnerability in legacy OBD systems such as open access to diagnostic ports, access control requirements. Manufacturers now implement authentication mechanisms, seed key or credential based even for basic diagnostics, and limited exposure. OBD functions are increasingly restricted to non-critical systems to reduce attack surfaces, and regulatory pressure. Compliance with UNECE WP.29 security regulations. So this forces OEMs to secure even legacy OBD interfaces. Okay, so these are the main impacts. Whether there are security gaps which are identified, they have OBD systems are increasingly restricted to non-critical systems to reduce attack surfaces. Now this is common sense. More lesser the attack surfaces, lesser the probability of getting hacked. So that's the reason OEMs are increasingly restricting the OBD to non-critical systems, so that the surfaces of the attack is drastically reduced. Now, impact on UDS. So impact on UDS. UDS is more advanced diagnostic protocol used for accessing and controlling ECUs. It supports functions like firmware flashing, calibration, and secure access. Okay, so when it comes to secure sessions, UDS now integrates session control with access levels like default extended protocol that require authentication. Okay, so the session controls are now being integrated into the UDS. Now, when it comes to security access SID 0 by 27, this service is directly impacted by ISO SAE 21434, requiring robust seed key algorithms or credential based access. Threat analysis and risk assessment, UDS services are evaluated using TARA to identify potential attack vendors and apply mitigations. Okay, so the secure communication UDS over IP must now use TLS encryption and certificate based authentication for remote diagnostics. Now, development and testing implications. When it comes to development and testing implications, we will see the various area, the concerned standard, and also the concerned standard before the pre 21434 and also after the ISO 21434. So when it comes to access control, basic seed key was used before ISO 21434 and multi-layered authentication after the 21434. And when it comes to communication, encryption can encrypted DOIP with 2LS, risk assessment optional, mandatory TARA, and when it comes to testing, which is only functional only, but when it comes to post ISO, it includes fuzzing penetration testing. This penetration testing is usually done by some third parties. Usually penetration testing is outsourced. And when it comes to life cycle support, for pre ISO 21434, it is very limited. But after the ISO 21434, it is giving full life cycle cyber security assurance. All right. So there definitely have been some strategic shifts for the OEMs. And secure by design, diagnostics are now developed with security as core requirement. Tool authentication, diagnostic tools must be registered and authenticated before accessing ECUs. Post-production monitoring, OEMs monitor diagnostic access logs for anomalies and respond to incidents. Okay, now coming to the future outlook, cloud-based diagnostics, ISO 2AE 21434 encourages secure cloud integration for remote diagnostics. And when it comes to OTA updates, secure diagnostics are essential for safe over the firmware updates. Okay, so this is gaining lot of importance. This is gaining lot of importance because over the air is very vulnerable for cyber security attacks. Now coming to the aftermarket challenges, independent garages face hurdles accessing secure diagnostics without OEM credentials. Now it is not possible for the vehicle to be taken to a OEM authorized service station every time. Sometimes you are some outskirts of the city or out of the town, and if your car breaks down, so maybe you have to take it to some independent garage. So, but if the garage person or the garage technician does not have access to the OEM credentials, he may not be able to repair the car. This is a very important uh, challenge as far as the aftermarket is concerned. All right. So, thank you.